Hello my lovelies! Welcome to another video. I usually have a clean desk when I talk to you in the first thing and saying hello, but I just took the thumbnail pictures for this and I figured I'll leave it here for a bit when I do my intro. You might like staring at this more than you're staring at just my hands or like a white table. So what we're going to talk about today is PET tape storage, because I've tried a lot over the years. I'll caveat this in saying that I like to cut my PET tape into strips or smaller, so either I cut it in strips or I fussy cut them, something I started doing lately. That's going to be most of the storage today. So I'm not talking about the rolls by itself, because when you have the rolls, what I usually do is I just put it in my drawer, but these are so that I can have my collection ready easy quickly when I'm journaling, because I don't want to rummage through all my rolls in my drawers. So this lets me just grab like one thing and then flick through it and see what I like. So that's what I like about them, but I will take you through one by one and I'll categorize it for now. So these four are mostly for strips of PET tapes, and then these ones are more for when you've fussy cutting them. I'll go through the strips first, just trying to make sense with some of these and the order of this video. But how we're going to do it is we're going to talk about something that I've used longer and then what I started using recently. My first PET tape storage were actually these two pocketbook from Travel's Notebook. I don't know if I still have it in the back yet. I do. These are the spiral ring notebook on A6 Slim, and it has little pockets on them so you can slot in your PET tapes. What I did before was I did it on this one as well. This one is the, I believe, A5 Slim size. I don't think oh, there you go. Yes, so this is the A5 Slim size. And this one, actually, I used this first in the beginning, but what I realized is that it gets too deep, because when you look at some of these, say this is a strip of PET tape, and when it's like at the down there, you can still see it. It's a little bit opaque, but it gets lost down there. And sometimes I like to, after I cut, like you can tell that sometimes I just cut them and then pop it back in, but the smaller bits and pieces get so lost. So I started doing this little fold out thing so they can actually sit on the top like that and not get lost on the bottom, but you can still use the back version. Is there a better? So like with the shorter one, I tuck them in the front, and with the longer ones, they can stay at the back. So I did that for some time, and then I figured it might be better to actually do it with the smaller one. So I started doing it on the smaller one as well, which works pretty well. It's still kind of opaque on the bottom. As you can tell, I'm also still using this storage because this is something I usually bring. This one usually have all the like collagey bits and pieces, because I do have a lot of PET tapes. I will admit it to you. I do have a big PET tape collection, so I do have a few different storage solutions for each of them, and I group them by theme. This one's mostly like a bit of the collagey, the grungy bits, and like the collagey ones, like the ones that already comes with little collages and stuff like that. And yeah, so this is the Travel's Notebook spiral ring notebook. This is the one that has the paper pockets, and to be honest, I've been really liking using this, and it shows because I'm still using them for most of my ephemeras. This is mostly for larger pages like this. You can still pop it in, so it's very, very nice, and I like having that in for all those papers and things like that. And I also still use the smaller one for my PET tapes that are a bit more collagey, that's a little bit bigger in size as well, because if you can tell with some of these, they're a little bit bigger compared to my other PET tapes. So this works as well if you want like longer strips. So that's that one. I also use this window envelope for some time. As you can tell, sometimes with the thing about PET tapes and the problem that I find with them is like you don't use the whole thing in one go, right? You don't even use the full strip in one go. Sometimes all I want to use is like one thing from that thing. So what I started doing is I started having this area to put my offcuts. Actually, I haven't introduced this one. So this one is the spiral ring notebook window envelope from Travel's company. These are meant to be like envelopes. I actually tuck in the back to itself, just so that it's easier for me to get things, because if not, it has the flap. So if I take out the flap, usually it'll look like that. So I don't want to keep doing this to grab stuff. So what I did was I tucked in the back inside, and I also added some of these, how do I call it? So these are some of these film pocket sticker from Travel's Notebook number 023, and this one is like a whole sticker, so you can paste it and then the sides will seal it, so you can use it as a pocket. So I've used this as an addition, so my little PT tape offcuts can actually sit here. But the thing about this is because the PT tape is a plastic, and this film pocket sticker is also plastic, they stick sometimes, but you just have to like gently pull it from each other, and usually it'll get unstuck. But I've used and like this for a while. But the thing is, it only has 12 pockets, 12 envelopes, so it cannot contain my huge PET tape collection, even though I do put some of them together. As you can see, I've stopped really using this. I really need to clear this out and maybe repurpose it for something else. But I feel like using this. I like the little thing, but I've outgrown this spiral ring notebook. But if you don't have a lot of PET tapes, you might want to give this one a try, because it's nice and it has the window so you can see what's in there, and it's really nice. I really want to repurpose it for something else, but I've used this for my PET tape and I still like it. So I'm just giving you a few different ways you can actually storage it, and then you can make your own decision if you like it or not. And then after those two, I discovered this thing, which is very interesting, because these are just like an A5 binder. I tried this thing for a while, where it's like you can put in your PET tape offcuts in like this is usually for like photo albums and stuff. But I find that sometimes if you peel it off, the PET is actually stuck to the back, so you're only peeling off the front bit, which if you like that, it's okay. But I don't want to have to peel off the backing after that, so it didn't really work that well for me, this one. But it's, as an idea, it has merit, I guess. So what I have on this is you can get these inserts, because obviously it's just a ring binder with inserts. These are meant to be photo card, K-pop photo card inserts, but I find it like perfect sizing for most PET tapes. So they're around 6.5 for this, so anything smaller than, I'd say 6, because you still want the extra on the sides, especially if you stack a few of them, right? So if it's around 6, then it's good. You can use this, which is a 4 in a page, and then you can put something in the back. Sometimes I put the offcuts, the smaller ones, at the back as well, because like this one you can sometimes put really long strips, and then the back can just have the, the offcut ones, like that one that's already cut, and like that. This was working quite well, and then it gets a little bit chunky. A little bit of damn if you do, damn if you don't, isn't it? If it's not enough, then you outgrow that. But then if there's too much as well, it gets really heavy to bring. So this is my home PET tape solution. So I have it for home. I don't use it as often, because these days I actually take a lot of my journaling elsewhere, to a cafe or to cafe journaling with my friends, or just to the sofa, and my other solutions is way more compact. So that one's the one that I usually take around these days. But this one still has a lot of merit, because you can have a lot of things, and what I like about it is you can actually just open it and slot in extra, because I like to organize my PET tapes. Like, as you can tell, these are all the flowers in the beginning, and then these are flowers that has a washi backing and not like clear PET tapes. And then I also have this section. This is the 2, because this has 4 pockets. This one only has 2, and these one are for my wider PET tape. So anything above 6 centimeters, I usually place them here. I quite like it. Like, I actually don't mind If you want something that's a little bit more spacey, like maybe use this instead of that one. That one has 2 pockets, but the way I divided this, you can see I have like some dividers on here as well, right? So the first bits are flowers, and then these are items, and then they have the 4. This is the great thing about this solution. You can mix and match whenever you want. Like if you have you can have sections for a smaller one, sections for a bigger one as well. And then these ones, I think, are all my collage bits. And then these are all my like girls section. And they also have these 2 that are more vertical. So this one is you can put a long strip. So in the beginning, I thought this was going to be much better idea than the 4, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to pick out, especially when it's do I have any more of the 2? I don't think I have a lot of the 2, because I find them, if it's plastic, the washi works fine, whereas the plastic sometimes it snags and like you have to really pull in. So I actually like the idea of the 2 vertical ones, but in practice I actually like the 4 more, because I can divide it between the front and the top. Like the top can have the offcuts, and then the front can have all the ones you want. Like this one have a smaller offcuts, and then the front can have the longer ones. And obviously because it's like overlapping, like this one, right? It's overlapping. It's easier for you to grab and take out, especially because this is plastic on plastic. Like I've already told you about plastic on plastic before, and that's one of the cons of this one. The plastic is a little bit like hard to get out, and then when it comes in, sometimes it's a little bit like crinkly as well. So it's not the best user experience, to be honest. But also, this wasn't made to contain PET tapes, obviously. Like there's no storage out there that is just specifically for PET tapes. So these are meant to be for K-pop photo cards that you put in and then you just flick through and look at, not like for plastic that you take in and out, because you know K-pop photo cards are cardboards, right? So it doesn't have the plastic on the front that keeps, you know, snagging against the plastic. So that's why I don't love it. That's the con of it. So that's the K-pop photo card binder, I'll call that. But this one is probably the one that I've been loving the most, and to be honest, the one that I've been using a lot these days. So this is the Jam Studio, other side. This is the Jam Studio sticker album. They were made for long stickers, but it fits PET tape so nicely. And the thing that's nice about it, the texture of the plastic is different from the plastic that is in these. This one's kind of like a little bit matte, so it doesn't stick with plastic. So when you take it out, it's like really easy to take out. Well, the PET tape still sticks to each other because plastic and plastic do stick. But then it doesn't stick to the album, which I like a lot. The only thing about this is you only have a certain amount, so you outgrow it quite quickly. I have another one that I put all my cuter PET tapes on, but I wish this solution comes in like this form. Really, I can just take it apart and put some holes and put it in, but I don't know, I feel really bad, like, you know, deconstructing this. And what if I don't like it for it to get that bulky and stuff? So I haven't done that yet. But I really like this because it's also another thing that I like about this is the opening is on the side, so it's easy for you to grab it on the side like that, whereas the opening of this one, these vertical ones, are from the top, so it's a little bit harder, especially when they stick together, right? So I mean, it's not too bad, but this is definitely one of my favorite way to store it. It's the Jam Studio sticker book. I think they call it the long sticker book. In Australia, I got it from Shokako, and unfortunately they are not in stock currently, but I hope they bring it in soon again, because I would like to get 1 or 2 more just in case my collection grows out even more. Even though so far now I feel like I'm okay with it, with this solution. But this one, if I go out to cafe journaling and stuff, I usually take this one, and then this one sometimes doesn't always get taken depending on how heavy how much journaling I'm going to do. Sometimes I'm just taking this and some of this one, which I'll show you later. But this one is definitely one of my favorite storage solutions for PET tape strips. So yeah, if I have to rate this, I would... Very interesting though, because I feel like each of them for different use cases, right? This one's probably the last, this one's the first. Between these two, they like different uses, right? If you have some of these like PET tapes that are very tiny like this, like have very tiny items, I think this works much better. And especially the thing that I like about this is you can always, like, once you slot it in, you can always move it around wherever you want, because these you can take by itself. Whereas some of these, if you want to reshuffle it, you have to reshuffle everything, right? If you want to make this empty because something makes sense to be here, then you have to shuffle everything at the back to fit. So I think this one's probably my second. So it'll be this one, the Jam Studio, and then the binder, and then it's the pocketbook, and then finally the window book for the strips. So now that we've talked about this PET tape strips, I'm going to move it to the side, because right now I'm going to talk about if you actually like to fussy cut your PET tapes, which I started doing maybe last year or something. I think at some point I was getting very overwhelmed with work and other things that I don't want to journal and I just want to do something that's a little bit mindless, and cutting PET tapes have been very nice. I even made my own kit to take when I know I'm going to be stuck in waiting for a while, or if I know I'm going to be in a long train ride. So I take them with me. This is all basically just strips of cut PET tapes, but these are what I bring, and then I'll cut them on the go. So this pouch is from Muji, I believe, and it's been nice to just have that and cut them to strips, and then you can just cut them when you're on the go. But I also bring... Wow, the sun's finally coming in. It's been so cloudy. I also bring in the scissors, and I also bring in an extra one, like an extra Ziploc bag to contain all my offcuts, because I don't want to, like, you know, I like it contained and I can throw it all in one go instead of having to store them with everything else. But these King Jim, this is the thing about it. I really love this, but I actually am not sure if they still have it and you can still get it, because I haven't seen it around for a while. I hope they bring it back. Maybe we can do a petition to bring it back, because I really, really love this. For my PET tape offcuts, they're actually flake sticker storage. You're meant to use it to store your flake stickers. However, cut PET tapes are also kind of like a flake stickers, right? That's what I'm thinking, because when you look at these are basically already cut, fuzzy cut PET tapes. I don't fuzzy cut like very much detail. Like some of the little ones I keep them together, because I feel like sometimes if they're very small, it's more likely to get lost altogether. But this is very nice because you can actually, it has this flap, right, and then you fill in your flake stickers / PET tape offcuts, and then you just tuck it in, and then it'll be safe and it won't come out. So I actually really like this. You get 4 times 12 you get 24 pockets in this one, and then they also give you 2 extra ones that you can carry around, even though this one I don't really use. But I really like carrying this around, because it's just like, usually when I want to fussy cut in the train or something, this is what I do. Like, I take this, zip it, and then slip one of my scissors inside, and this is what I carry to, you know, fussy cut on the go. I really like it. It's very fuss free, and then when I'm fussy cutting on the go, I can just pop it into one of these windows. I really like it, and I really hope King Jim brings it back, because I want more. Even though 2 for me, I think it's slightly okay, but now that I'm fussy cutting so much more, I do like to have more of this. The way I'm doing this one is this purple one is for all my flowers of cut PET tapes, as you can see, and then this blue one are more like lifestyle things. So like as you can see, tags and like other things, basically things that aren't flowers and some girls and stuff. And yeah, so some butterflies and things like that. So these two have been really great. I really like it. I really hope King Jim brings it back, because seriously, where have they been all my life? Another thing that you can do as well, I've started sometimes I fussy cut and then I arrange them in my sticker release paper. So if you like fussy cutting and then you like pasting it, this is probably another good idea. I just find sometimes it takes time. This one was when I was really stressed and I just want to arrange things, and it looks really nice. Now I don't want to use it because it just looks really nice. It's like a little catalog of what is, because this is one loop of the Freckles tea tape, and I like looking at it, seeing like, okay, that one might be able to work, this one might be able to work. So it's nice to have that. Like these ones, I think maybe is this from 2 tapes? No, I think it's 1 tape, but this is a longer roll, so obviously you get a little bit more. And then this one as well, this is 1.5. It's like 1 roll as well, but I really like using it. You can see it all together. You can actually see this much better than when you have it on here, because this one you can't really tell what's in there, right? But this you can do it straight away, but it takes a little bit of time, I have to admit, for you to, you know, do all this, like arrange all of it. I like maximizing space, so obviously some of this like very close together because I like maximizing space. So therefore you will need a lot of this, right? Because like, think about it, if we talk about this roll, you fussy cut 1 loop and you have to do 4 pages for it, whereas with this one you fussy cut 1 loop and you just needed 1 window, you know. So if you fussy cut a lot, I think this one it'll be better. But if you need it displayed, this one is probably a bit better, to be honest. Oh, my neighbor's being noisy again, so I think I'm gonna end it quite soon. I just want to say that among all of these, the one that stays on my little stationery tote for me to use at home and when I journal outside or cafe journal with my friends, usually are this one. I'll bring this one and these two, obviously. And then I'll bring this little one as well, because that has all different ones. And sometimes I leave this one out and just take these two, because I feel like this has my favorite PET tapes anyway. And like if I'm outside, I don't really want to be fussy cutting. Well, let me rephrase that. When I'm outside and journaling, I want things that are already fussy cut and I just have to place it, because I kind of have 2 mode. I either want to journal or I want to fussy cut. So if I want to fussy cut, then you know, it's just like you don't have to really focus on everything. But if I want to be creative when I journal, it's nice to already have this pre-cut, so I can use it straight away without having to actually fussy cutting it. So this has been really helpful. It's a new workflow, I think, because I know usually I just fussy cut on the go, but this has been very life-saving, especially if you're someone who fussy cut a lot while you're like watching movies or while you're commuting like me. So I hope that's helpful. It's a little bit chaotic, but I guess this video is mostly like an update of my PET tape storage, because from when we last talked about storage and the big PET tape video, the storage has already changed, and some of this method, I really like it way more than what I used to do. So I hope this is helpful if you're looking to start investing on some PET tape storage that might make it easier for you to use your PET tape. Let me know if you want an updated version of the how-to for PET tapes, because I'm pretty sure I have some updates for that as well. But that's all for now. I've already rambled for nearly half an hour. I hope you find this helpful. Let me know if you actually have other ways to store your PET tapes, because I'm always interested in storage and, like, you know, optimizing my journaling experience. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you stay safe and take care, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. So these are the I can never say this right. These are the